Oh, hey guys. Yeah, it's not what it looks like. All right, it is. We're going Ford blue. I mean, it makes sense. We're going in an LTD. What else? What color would you paint it? We can't paint it Chevy orange. You know, I mean, there's something about this that just feels right. You know? Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This bad boy's going in this unit today. Let's get to it. Welcome back to the Ben and Wrenches YouTube channel. My name is Brian. If you're a new subscriber, if you've been tagging along the whole time, we appreciate you. So let's get to it, guys. So we got our fresh Ford blue. I mean, it's like a 5.0, right? You know, they won't know the difference. They'll never know. So we did have a different pan on it when we were painting it, and we ran into a discrepancy, guys, and I wanted to show you before we set the motor in. So if you do any sort of research like I did not, you know, I've installed NV3500s behind small blocks and stuff, no big deal. LSs have different oil pans, guys, and I should have did my research. And somebody out there watching this video saying, damn it, I told you. But I chose a 95 and earlier style transmission with an external slave. I did it with a purpose, simply because our buddy Wayne at the Junkyard has several of these. Now, yes, you can get an internal slave 96 and newer. It's just all around easier and better, and everything about it's awesome, except for he has one. So we know our stock 5.0, I mean, it could, you know, all that horse torque's there, it could break it. So, anywho, we had a swap pan, a 302 dash whatever, anywho. Not gonna work. It runs right into direct interference with our external slave cylinder. So we did choose a different pan route. We had on our test engine, we had a Gen 3 pan, and it wouldn't work because it has a, like an oil level thing there. So we found a Gen 4 pan. We had been laying around, and we did some modifications. Now, granted, we're gonna flap disc this, guys. This is gonna be minty fresh, I promise you. But for test fitting purposes, we did have to grind, and this is kind of like this batwing gusset thing. It's really for strength of cast, but it's not necessary. And then this whole chunk here, yes, we hacked it with a grinder, but yes, we're gonna flap disc it. But that's what we needed to take out, and it fits. Now, a Gen 4 pan is a little bit higher than a Gen 3, so it does hang down about that far below the cross member. If we're concerned, it is a steel chassis car. We could easily put like a piece of angle iron or something to protect that if something were to ever get in the way. But with this car is gonna set normal ride height, and we're pulling some weight off the nose, you know, with this new stock 5.0. So I think it's gonna be fine. And we did put the motor back a ways, and it's all around a better setup. So now it's time to put it in and get it all bolted together. So that is going on that, and it's going in that. All right, guys, she is in the hole. We're taking her up. We got our minty fresh NV3500 right here. It's time to put her in. We did put the clutch on. Have you seen that when we set the motor in? Pressure plates on, flywheels on. Ready to put it together. Let's go. All right, guys, so something if you don't know. So we got a 90, well, it says 91 1500 on there from the old Junkyard. So the trick is you got to grind off or pull the dowel pins out, since we're using an LS1 flywheel and we're using an old ass truck clutch kit. So, and you have to step up the bolt holes to a 10-1-5 to go into the LS1 flywheel. We just got an ARP bolt kit for those. Pretty easy, bolts line up. And then as for that, the pilot bearing there, we use the large style, and that worked out really well. We just drove it in a little further. All that stuff's lining up. Now, we have heard rumors with the the old NV3500, we got to extend the clutch rod. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But let's get this thing set in there. We're going to get her tossed in right now. At least these things are pretty light anyways. All right. Go ahead and sink this dude. Worst part, guys, is we didn't have an alignment tool, so add some electrical tape, a socket, and extension. Worked. Kind of. Well, what do you think, John? You think it's gonna go right in?
Should have fall right in.
Should.
Look at that. Probably should give that the old hot tua first, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Gonna get plenty of that in the future.
let me put a little on there. Probably not the right stuff, but it'll be fine. I'm sure this transmission will be out of time or two. Whoa, dude. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right. Biggest struggle is gonna be lining that input shaft up, and hopefully we did it right, and things will just go in there. Watch out here.
Got it?
Yeah. Okay. For now, get on that side.
Yep.
Let's see. You're gonna have to try to help line this up.
I got this.
We got her together 10 minutes later. The old WD-40 was on there. I'll at least send her home. By all means, guys, if we had the alignment tool, it'd definitely make things a little easier. What do you think, John?
Oh yeah. Big time. The struggle was real.
I think we now we can actually start putting stuff on. Start putting the slave cylinder on and all that fun stuff. We don't have a cross member. We had that C10 cross member, completely wrong. It was way too narrow and whatnot. So our buddy Wayne out to the yard got a premium Lincoln Town Car in. So we're gonna run out there and we're gonna see if we can get maybe the factory one. If not, we were looking at like a G-body cross member. I had one on a LS swapped Regal before, and maybe doing some new brackets on the side of the frame. That way, they already got nice humps on it, you know, for the exhaust to go through. Plus, it's gonna look better than something I made, I'm sure. But at least we can start making some headway up front. The hole's already cut out for the transmission. We can put the shifter in. There's a lot of progress that's gonna happen right now.
Hey, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, man. So, you know, we had to modify it already for our, you know, our slave cylinder here. I mean, we did a little grinding. I mean, they said you couldn't hook an MV3500 with an external slave up. Well, they were terribly wrong, because it's gonna fit, right? But when you put a truck pan in a, you know, a sweet LTD two-door, you run into issues like this. This random ass nub, it's just in the way. So what do? You cut it off, right? And you hope it don't leak. That's what we're doing. Hey! Look at all the room we got now. That's all we needed right there, folks. Let me show you that slave cylinder here real quick. All right, she goes right in, folks. Obviously, we got this thing with the pinched off line and a whole bunch of fluid, so she's kind of like, you know, hydraulically locked. But we did get it to finesse out, and it worked. So, all right, guys. So we, in the essence of being cheap here, so this line here has a special end on it that we can't duplicate. It has a roll pin and an O-ring, so it kind of squishes in there, and then the roll pin holds it in. So what we're gonna do, being this is 1/4-inch brake line, so we're gonna cut this guy here and flare on just a regular old brake line flare nut, and then we can tie into that up to our slave. What's nice about that, it gives us the option at this point to go AN line up to that, or hard line, whatever we choose. So we're gonna do this real quick, and then we can at least get this fitted on the car permanently, since the transmission and motor and everything's tight there. And then we can jump up top, start doing the fun stuff and bolting on some goodies. All right, guys, I'm sure you know how these little mini cutters work, nothing special here. But one thing I did want to show you is the hydraulic brake flaring tool. Let me get this dude cut. 2 minutes later. All right, get your basic old flare nut out. Sure, you've all flared a brake line before, but if you've never seen one of these, by all means, hydraulic, this is an older model. They got a newer one. It's got a magnet on it, which holds the dies, which is way freaking cooler. But you know what? This works. Definitely worth the investment. They're fairly expensive for what they are and for how much you actually use them. But if you do custom brake lines a lot. So you got your 2 dies, kind of like a normal brake flare tool. You just got to have the right depth. Well, with this one, you'll run the line flush to the end. Alright, drop your die in there. This is the one for doing the inverted flare. So that'll make your little dome, and then this dude inverts it. So we don't want to remove that line, just because we don't want to screw with that. So we're going to try it all doing it in one assembly here. All right, that unit's flush. Make sure she's tight. Got to spin this dude up to it. And then give her a couple pumps. All right. Drop in our pointed one there. Give her a couple pumps. Wait till you guys see this. This is the best part. Yeah, I know it's just a brake line, but by all means, if you use the old style ones, the old Great Neck from, you know, AutoZone or something, that's just shit. Perfect double flare every freaking time. How awesome is that? So, I know it's an old part number anyways, but there's the Master Cool number. There's an updated one. Sometimes it pays to have decent tools, guys. Well, guys. She's in. And for the guy that said it won't fit, you were wrong, bud. But hey, on the essence of being cheap here, we're gonna install our brand new, freshly painted, used water pump. And then we're gonna go ahead and start putting the old headers on. Trying to keep that budget down, folks. So we did opt in for this would be a 07 to 13 style truck. They don't have the big steel tube off the front like a Gen 3, so this would be like a Gen 4 style. And hopefully the paint seals up the leaks, you know? All right, let's give her a trial run. We obviously know this thing's gonna fit here, but the bracket, we're gonna go ahead and clean that thing up. We got a couple pretty nasty ones. I mean, look at this thing. This thing is, I mean, it's probably got 200,000 miles on, you know, on an old pickup truck. And then we're gonna deal with that power steering pulley. That'll be a fun one. Hopefully it fits. But we looked at this gearbox, guys, and I should have showed you. Somebody took clear silicone and packed it around where the sector shaft seal is. I guess we're gonna find out if it works or not. But again, our buddy Wayne got that sweet new Lincoln Town Car we could take parts off of. So maybe that's got a premium used one on it. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and put the spark plugs in and then go ahead and fit our headers. It's our minty fresh S10 one we've talked about a handful of times. This thing just fits super good in there. I mean, look at that. How can you go wrong? All right, I'm gonna get that slammed in real quick, bring you guys along for that, get the spark plugs in. I like to do the plugs first. It just makes it easier. Then we're not fighting around these damn tubes. All right, guys, putting them headers on real quick. I wanted to go through something with you. So they come with like these super shitty graphite gaskets. I'm gonna go grab them and show you one here in just a second, but I like to run the old MLS style factory, you know, like what comes on the truck. They don't leak, do they? Unless they break a bolt, of course, but let me grab the other ones quick, I'll show you. But yeah, if you want a Molly number, MS16124. It's the only way to go. Or GM, of course. Give me one second, let me grab them other ones. All right, look at these things. I mean, they are just corrugated fluff. So, I mean, it'll be quiet for a couple days, or if you got some super crappy manifolds, I can see where it might be all right, but I don't know. I've had better luck with the old, I mean, just look at the difference. You know, I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, the head gasket's MLS, so I will stick with these, but that's what you get with your $80 eBay headers. What do you expect? All right, guys, got the headers on and all that good stuff. We did just set the intake manifold back on. I wanted to show you something here real quick. So why these intakes are hated on so much. So a regular Gen 3 LS throttle body, that's what we're gonna run. Then we're like a 76 millimeter. These LS4 intakes neck down to about 50 millimeters. So they just pretty much choke it right off. But this is obviously a 3-bolt pattern. That's a very small odd 4-bolt. So ICT Billet to the rescue like always. I love these guys. By the way, if you're listening to ICT Billet, we love you. LS4 only. Let me get the focus. Throttle body adapter. Oh, come on, there it is. It's a 551560. So we can bolt our Gen 3 throttle body on that bad unit. And while we're talking about ICT Billet, since we're gonna run, a Gen 3 operating system, and we're just gonna run basic mechanical gauge in this old girl, we got this unit here, the old coolant temp adapter. Another ICT Billet unit that goes to 1/2-inch pipe. Man, this thing is just not focusing today. 551149. So what that's for, guys, and we're gonna put our coolant temp in the back corner over there, just because of the fact that this big honking son of a bitch isn't gonna fit over there. So, but it does thread in, converts it to the old 1/2-inch pipe, And then, I don't know, let me find this damn thing. It's already kind of just cobbed up in the car. We got to get the other adapter piece, but then we could screw this unit in there. Get our mechanical temp gauge going. So let's get this ITC billet adapter on and show you what that guy's, you know, show you what it looks like, right? All right, guys, throttle body's on. I did go ahead and I set the radiator, and I wanted to show you real quick. So this is a 31 by 19 just Speedway radiator. Like I said previously, a buddy of ours bought it. It was a Circle Track car radiator. It actually fits pretty well. We did, in fact, off camera, I'll show you real fast. These are just a factory hold down. First, I'm going to blow some holes here and here to go ahead and utilize those. And the upper, that's just an old hose we laying around. We're trying to chop up and make work. I think we have to get a super duper flexi hose for down there, but we'll sort that out. But just to show you, let me pull this unit out real fast. I'm gonna drop it, of course. And the rubber pads for this, let's get this unit out of our way. If you look down here, all we did was notch them out a little bit to make them a little bit wider. That one was good. Cut that one out, and it fits. So we're gonna make a bracket for the top, or we'll use some other things. We're just gonna drill some holes and probably put some like J nuts or something. And then we got a bunch of other goodies when we were at the parts store. We got our empty water bottle, but we got our O2s we needed. We are running one of them eBay, Amazon $80 harnesses that everybody hates on. They work and they're cheap. It sticks with the budget. But they are meant for like an LS1. So you got to get things for an LS1. So we went ahead and we also are going with an intake air temp sensor because we're tuning it in speed density. So we're not boosting this one. Not yet anyways. So this guy here is your like 96, 97 S10 Blazer or whatever, Vortex 350 intake air temp. We're going to take this guy and put it right in the intake, right? Intake air temp. So you can see where they have a spot for like some sort of map sensor or whatever. I'm just gonna drill a 1/2-inch hole there. And these things just tap right in a little silicone. Yes, we know silicone's not good with fuel, but just a little bit, just to, you know. So we have that. And then, oh, what else did we grab? Just like I said, a bunch of vacuum tubing. We're gonna use this here, that'll be our brake booster hose. These intakes, the port is way up far. So there's hooker on here. And this 1/2-inch, and hook it back to our Ford booster, so that'll take care of the brakes. We just pulled the intake back off. This has a, well, like we said before, we're doing a mechanical gauge, so we're gonna go ahead and we gotta get an 1/8-inch pipe to like copper tubing, because none of the gauges are gonna work on a Soul Girl. Not that there is any anyways. You get the speedo, and that's pretty much it. So, yeah, I think we're ready to the radiator, and then we still have to clean up our accessory bracket, so we're gonna go ahead and, like I said, we're gonna pick one of these units up and clean it and sandblast it or whatever, make it look nice, paint it, whatever we gotta do. Yeah, guys, this thing is making some progress. We don't have a trans cross member that's permanent in it yet. It is just a tube across there, just holding it up. I'm getting eager. I just wanna get to the point where I can start this thing and then you guys can see it and witness it. And then once we get it going and fire it up and that satisfaction, I think then we'll work on the drive shaft, the clutch pedal, all the other necessary crap. So, let's get the radiator in and let's start plumbing. That's what needs to happen next. The intake though, that's coming back off in a hot second. Doing that little brass piece like we talked about. And I think you can go down. We'll get the coil packs on. I gotta find some. I got them lying around somewhere. I don't know. Gotta find some and then some wires and all that good stuff. So let's get something fitted here. All right guys, I did throw a zip tie across there just to kind of hold it, and then the factory saddles, yeah, they should probably be over here, but it'd be all right. It's gonna just hook right on top. This is all welded. It's a decent radiator, so I'm just gonna put a pencil mark, kind of eyeballing it. You don't want it too close because we don't want it rubbing on there. And then just drill a couple holes. And honestly, it's close enough to this hole here. I'll probably use a J nut. Well, maybe not. It's kind of close. We can still fish a nut in there. That'll be fine. So we'll go ahead and get them drilled out real fast. All right, guys, we got a hole drilled. Like I said, we're just gonna try to put one of these J nuts on there like that. Go ahead and set our bracket on there. Oh, not that bracket. Here we go. That's for the other side. There we go. Set that bad unit on there. Look at that. Factory. Let's get the other side done. As we're test fitting some stuff out, I threw a couple bolts in our bracket here, and it does clear. We got enough room to be safe. So I wanted to show you guys something, another ICT billet savior here. This is a idler pulley relocation kit when you run a car intake. Kind of just a little bracket to relocate the idler pulley. It's going to put it down in this area. Part number. This thing in part number is just shit, guys. I apologize. 551353. Basically, let me set the intake on and I'll show you why we need that. All right, guys, so basically what's going on here is this idler pulley that would normally be here is hitting our throttle body since it's a lot lower. So what we're gonna do is take a Sawzall and just lob this whole portion off. It's not necessary anyways. What's important is these holes here for the bracket to the head and then the lower one out the block. But again, basically, it's gonna put our pulley over here because we're removing this dude. How freaking cool is that? So we're gonna get that cut off, and then we can start fastening more of this. And again, we're gonna clean this dude up. This isn't going on that, that tacky looking, anyways. But I wanted to show you that real fast while I was working on that project. All right, so you kind of get the idea of how that works there. Just replace those two bracket bolts, and then we take our idler pulley that was formerly from up there. Look at that. So now what we're gonna do is go ahead and measure our new belt. We're gonna get that dude cut off right there, and our intake's gonna fit. All right, well, we're about to hook up the battery for the first time. So this car, obviously, you've seen what we got. There wasn't much there. And there's a lot of janky stuff. This was a TBI car, throttle body injection. And they lobbed a bunch of shit off there that's unnecessary. And it's not gonna be necessary for us. We just need the headlights to work. And we're gonna check the fuel pump and stuff. So Jeremy's in the car. He stopped by visiting for a few minutes. I'm gonna hook this battery. We're gonna see what lights up here. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, battery's on. I don't see smoke yet. We got all our solenoids bunched up. Now, obviously, we don't have a starter hooked up or anything. It was more just to see what's going on. What do we got in there, Jeremy? Anything going on?
Dome lights.
Dome lights. Well, that's half the action, you know.
No headlights.
No headlights. So, I don't know what's missing. The column's all busted up. We're gonna go out to Wayne's here in a little bit, out to the yard, and grab a trans cross member and a column out of a Lincoln he's got. What do you got going on? Whoa, 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 we got wipers.
How you turn them off?
I don't know, we got wipers. Well, that works. That's one bonus.
We got a clock. That's important.
We have a clock. What about a fuel pump? I know we got a fuel pump. I heard a relay kicking. So I'm hoping the fuel pump is still in there because we are going to try using it.
Key's on.
Key is on, so we didn't get no gas or no pump, but
We have an electric window.
the windows work?
Yes. I'm not going down.
Okay, perfect. So, yeah, I don't know. There's some wires. There's a voltage regulator that we're not going to need. I don't know what is unplugged. I see this is unplugged. I don't know what that does. Is that even the right plug for that? No headlights though, huh, Jeremy?
No blinkers.
No blinkers. So that could be our column being unplugged. You know what I mean? They might.
Oh, yes.
The dimmer switch is backfed through the column.
I
So
think that's what this is.
let me see if we can get the fuel pump going, guys. This is exciting. At least that's working. Jeremy's screwing around inside. We're going to fumble with a few more things, but it's going to be glorious. Guys, we got turn signals, at least one, and back one's working. It won't turn. Will it go to the other side?
No, it won't even shut off.
No. Shit. Yeah, we definitely got to screw with that. Not what we're worried about yet, but that's one of them things I'm thinking. We're thinking that column's busted up pretty good, so we're going to try screwing with this fuel pump real fast. All right, guys, we tossed a couple pieces on there. Just kind of loosely fitting, the intakes are sitting on. We did notch that bracket out like we talked about, and we kind of just foo-foo bombed it black. But man, oh man, that looks way better. So we did wipe down some coils and bolt them on. This side's kind of just hanging there. Sadly, Jeremy and I were discussing, we gotta wait to do the intake, to put the wiring harness on, simply because you can't get to the damn cam sensor back there. So, is what it is. So we're gonna run out to Wayne's, our junkyard buddy, and hopefully, what are we grabbing, Jeremy? A drive shaft,
Steering column,
and then a couple other pieces. Anyways, fan shroud. I think we're gonna try to run a mechanical fan. We're gonna see how that fits with the Ford shroud off that Lincoln, and then yeah. So let's head out to the junkyard. All right, guys, just getting out to Wolverton's. I'm gonna find that Lincoln, see what we can take off that bad boy. Maybe we get some live action too while we're out here. You know, you never know when you end up out at this place. It's always a revolving door of vehicles too getting crushed out. Well, we found a Lincoln, guys. It was hiding at the end of the road. This thing's a unit. We checked it out not that long ago trying to find some parts out here, and he just got that darn thing probably a couple weeks ago, so it's perfect timing for guys like us. Well, first glimpse under this thing. Got it up on the racks. So what we're looking for, we're hoping the drive shaft didn't get the knife, and it looks good. We're gonna have to get a turbo 350 style yoke for that, and then we need this trans cross member, which is not in too terrible a shape for what it is. We can always make one, but we're gonna try to do that. I know we kind of talked about a G-body one and whatnot, but if we can put that in there and just get her done, that's what's up. So we're gonna get working on this unit real fast. We'll get this out of the way. That's probably gonna fall, Jeremy, I'm thinking. Just need to get this thing down here. Oh yeah, look at this shit. Look at this. That is full of corn. You know this thing, Rob. Look at that shit. You can't make that stuff, guys. Got our torches coming too. We gotta heat up these bolts back here. Now that's a fucking torch right there, dude.
This the only one you need up?
Yeah, that's fine.
Heat it up over here, right?
We're in that flat plate right there. Where would our socket? Where the hell our socket go?
On the floor.
Okay. Oh shit, the hefter fell off too. Oh, you can't make that up. Every one of these you gotta heat up, Jeremy. Hell yeah.
It's a Ford thing.
Here, grab a hold of that. Dude, the brakes ain't even locked up, man. Dude, this is our, this should be our rig for little slush slinger, you know?
There's a Cadillac in the road. Wayne told me to race it right now.
Dribble that?
No star. Pulling like 30 more horsepower.
You know you'd have to put Cadillac pimping on repeat, you know, the whole time we're driving around.
Oh, yeah.
Just cranking.
Gonna be a
Truck caller. Can't do that copyrighted, you can't sing a song, you know? The fact these brakes are not locked up blows me away as how rusty the shit box this car is.
crazy well, little heat does forever on this. Now, Brian, it looked like you went over there and grabbed that.
I was tempted, dude.
fucking cross number off too?
There we go. Look at that. They good U-joint still. I don't know if that drive shaft's gonna handle 400 horse, but I think she's just gonna pop right up, right? And past the. There we go. It's locked up in here. Is that what's catching?
Ain't going no more. It's just claps in the pan. Right there's all we need. Here.
There it is. There it is. Hey! That'll work. Make sure we grab our what's left of our rubber insulator. Is there a metal bracket that fell?
There's one right there.
Oh, these are fancy bolts, dude. Kind of a janky system, ain't it?
Ford overcomplicating it.
Yeah, oh shit. Here it is. Guys, we saved you a lot of curse words there because that's a son of a bitch. But we got it out. We definitely modified it a little bit removing it, but we're going with a manual, so we don't need that automatic shit. Yeah. Well, guys, been an adventure on this one. Holy crap. The old stinking Lincoln beat the hell out of us, but we got what we needed. So we're going to end this one off here, I think, guys. It's been a long one. We appreciate it. Make sure you tune in. You want to see the next part of this. Hopefully, we'll be getting that car running here soon. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, share all that good stuff. See you on the next one.